Hey, Meredith. I think you're muted.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Two babies.
I caught that. I caught that. Oh my God, you're talking in a cohesive sentence and your eyes are open. So that's good.
Yes, I had to ask Matt to come in so I could eat something before the meeting.
Oh, good. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I do appreciate it.
How are you?
Uh, Challenged. Absolutely challenged. Hold on for a sec. Let me let some people in here. Yeah, the change in the what went on with the pharmacy and stuff has completely rearranged my life. So just trying to get grounded in things,
Yeah,
and that's a story unto itself.
I bet.
Yeah. So
But I have not been in the new one.
you haven't missed anything outside of I guess they've deconstructed the back room
Uh,
its entirety. So we may be waiting a few minutes because I got a call from Dorothy Hertz. She's running a few minutes late, and then Melissa is on the boat, I believe the fast ferry. So she's at that magic halfway point in the channel where things start dropping a bit. So we'll just give it a few moments still. Okay, thanks. John, Rupert, welcome. Oops. Huh. How did I lose audio? Video. There we go. Jesus. I'll be back in a moment. Y'all talk amongst yourselves there, okay? Just like tea time. Oh, Lord. So welcome to Zoom, where those awkward minutes when you're waiting for people are like, well, what do I do? And I've got my face on the camera at the moment. And it's like, it's like getting in an elevator with other people. Just like, how do I occupy myself between the first floor and the 52nd floor of the process? Should I look at them? Should I not look at them? Should I? Here we go. All right. Beautiful. Dave, we're waiting for a few more people. Howdy. You're muted. There you go.
Okay, all set.
So sorry to be in hurry up and wait mode here. Jason, welcome. Just, I'm still waiting. Two of my commissioners are running late,
Okay,
so I apologize.
no worries.
Ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, thank you for being here, and I appreciate your infinite patience in this. Unfortunately, there's no official actions I can take because in order to meet quorum standards, I need 4 individuals, and I'm shy 1 right now. So I'm going to apologize in advance. I'm hoping maybe if I get started, maybe someone else will chime in. I'm not sure. I'm not entirely optimistic. What was I going to say to you? I mean, the best I can do is maybe just kind of explain the agenda, kind of maybe where we need to head to. But please understand that there's really no official actions I can really take at this point. So let me go through the process. And again, boy, do I really appreciate this. I have to unfortunately do the script for conducting a remote meeting. So give me a few moments with that. So as a preliminary matter, this is Barry Rector, Chair. Permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me. So get ready to unmute yourself. Members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Dorothy Hertz. Dorothy, you need to unmute, love.
I'm here. Here.
Yep. You just okay. You'll probably need to bump your microphone setting up a bit too. You say you're distant, but I got you now. And Meredith Lepre.
Here.
Thank you. As for our compatriots, Melissa is traveling over to America. I was hoping she was going to be on board. She said she would try. And David Iverson and Jacques Samicki, and we are 1 person vacant, which the town has tried to fill unsuccessfully, and they did say they will try again in the not too far future. So good afternoon. This open meeting of the Cannabis Advisory Committee is being conducted remotely pursuant to Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2021. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. This meeting will feature public comment. For this meeting, the Cannabis Advisory Committee is convening by video conference via Zoom app as posted on the town's website, identifying how the public may join. Please note that this meeting is being recorded and that all attendees are participating by video conference. Recording, please be aware that other folks may be able to see you and to take care not to screen share your computer. Anything that you broadcast may be captured by the recording. All supporting materials that have been provided members of this body are available on the town's website unless otherwise posted. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda unless I, being the chair, notes otherwise. You're now turning to the first item on the agenda. Please, before we do so, permit me to cover some ground rules for effective and clear conduct of our business and to ensure accurate meeting minutes. I, the chair, will introduce each speaker on the agenda. After they conclude their remarks, the chair will go down the line of members, inviting each by name to provide any comments, questions, or motions. Please hold until your name is called. Further, please remember to mute your phone or computer when you are not speaking. Please remember to speak clearly and in a way that helps generate accurate minutes. For any response, please wait until the chair yields the floor to you and state your name before speaking. If members wish to engage in a conversation with other members, please do so through the chair, taking care to identify yourself. For items with public comment, after members have spoken, the chair will afford public comment to those members of the public that have joined the meeting via Zoom. Members of the public who wish to speak must state their name, be acknowledged by, and speak through the chair. Finally, each vote taken in this meeting will be conducted by roll call. Members of the public wishing to participate in the meeting must use their full name for full access. Thank you all for doing that. for Zoom, full name for Zoom access. If full names are not used, people will not be allowed to participate in the discussion. The town reserved the right to remove any member of the public from the meeting who does not use a full name or acts inappropriately. That script being now handled at this point. All right. Anyways, Meredith, welcome. It's nice to have you on board. Thanks for being here. Is there anything you want to say before I just kind of chime into things? But I'm thrilled you're on board. You and I have known each other for a long time.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'm excited.
I think I'm just delighted. You'll be great with this, in my humble opinion. So I don't know if you want to say anything beforehand.
I'm just excited to learn about this, and so far the Board of Health has been interesting, so it's good.
Well, you definitely threw yourself into something that's going to keep you active, didn't you?
Yes.
Little.
And excuse me if a baby makes an appearance, but
No problem. We completely understand. That's okay. We have to conduct our personal lives here as well too. Dorothy, is there anything you want to chime in on before I kind of just try to see where this process takes us to?
No, first of all, welcome Meredith, and congratulations on the twins.
thank you.
It's very exciting. The only thing I would talk about, Barry, is which is nothing to do with this, but a little bit to do with the cannabis, just so people know. The contract review committee is now starting their second round for the grant for the marijuana tax money.
Yep.
And we just opened it up. We've had to open it up 3 times because we actually didn't get people, nobody applied. We're not quite sure whether they just didn't see it in the paper. But the exciting news is the program that got the funding last year was NAMI. They got it for the last fiscal year. And they're working with Gosnold. And officially today, it's going to be announced that Gosnold has hired somebody that is going to be out at their office running the SOAP program, which has to do with recovery once you get back from the island and helping him with recovery. Sorry, my computer just threw something on there. And NAMI will be in the office at Gosnold as part of that. They have taken over and will be running the office in a partnership. So it's going to be announced today. So it's very exciting. We were sort of questioning what was happening with the grant because we really hadn't heard anything. So the office will open up with somebody on island in the beginning of January through that grant. So there is a grant available again now. The deadline is November 26th, I believe. The exact amount of money is not known because, of course, it will actually really be determined right before town meeting when they actually know how much tax money is available. We have a rough idea. Last year, there was 95,000 given out. So we know it's a little bit more than that, but I don't want to give an exact amount because I don't think they've publicly really told us the exact amount. And we're hoping that we get some candidates. And if people don't know what this grant is about, it actually is open for even infrastructure work. So it's open to private nonprofits, it's open to school, and it's open to police and fire department, the programs. So we're excited to see if we get some grant applicants in now that we've sort of pushed it a little bit and are making a more public announcement about the fund, the grant because we got nobody the first 2 attempts this year.
Is it in the newspaper now?
It was in the newspaper. It's gone back in the newspaper, and we've actually reached out to all the human service providers, or nonprofit human service providers. And we've reached out through the Behavioral Health Task Force. Would that be correct? Or Healthy Community. What, were you going to say something, Meredith? Sorry.
Oh, I didn't know if Addiction Solutions knew about it.
I don't know if they know about it or not. It has been public, and I know that we've reached out. I know that from what I understand that Sunny Daly was going to try to reach out to all of the providers and try to get a collaborative discussion going on about it, to see if there was a way that they could go in as a collaborative group in an effort to enhance the services that they all provide. I know that she's in the works of that right now. So, but it's available and you can pick up the packet. The packet can be picked up at the Board of Health building.
Awesome. Thanks.
Okay.
There you go. All right. Thanks, Dorothy. Appreciate it. That's great. I appreciate the update. Yeah, continue to keep us posted with what's going on.
Okay.
It's
well,
always helpful. So anyways, just a few quick things if you were to look over our agenda, and I'm purposely going to skip a lot of stuff here at this point. I'm still trying to see if we can do a site visit at Act Natural. You know what's going on there. I haven't heard any further resolutions about what's going on. So I can't necessarily speak too much about it, but as soon as they've resolved their issues, I did put out a little notification to them saying we really would love to be able to tour the facility and get a sense about it. So I'll continue to pursue that. The other thing that I did, which is item 10 on that agenda, says future focus and direction of meeting. So a lot of things, as we've been in the background, and unfortunately we've had quorum issues and people not being able to meet. It's been tough, you know. Welcome to the world of COVID still. A lot has been going on in the background with the Cannabis Control Commission, and what a lot of things that they had put out there are finally starting to come to fruition. So I took the liberty of just kind of extracting on there what was meant by a marijuana establishment and what the town code is that kind of dictates how many marijuana establishments can be out there. So if you haven't been following along, I mean, the idea of doing host agreements is still very much alive for any of these. But besides some of the ones we're already familiar with, like for example, as a cultivator, there are things like craft marijuana cooperatives that we've talked about in the past, which are becoming a little more successful with things. Product manufacturers, micro businesses, which we talked about, which can be as small as I forget what it is. It's 5,000 square feet, I think, of growing capacity, and can move up from there. And that's a very realistic number for some people to achieve. Social consumption program is out there now and being run by pilot programs. The delivery operator program is very much out there as well too. And that they just quickly realized that's a separate license. And of course we know about our marijuana retailers. Anyways, there was this little insightful moment that came back into play, is that as the industry is expanding from where we first started with things, I think people are adjusting to the fact that this is kind of a way of life, and you know, here we go. It's a very successful series of business models that are being run out there. Mind you, it's still in transition, you know. Nothing's quite settled yet still, but I think it's becoming more of a social norm with some of this stuff. You know, things like the social consumption establishments, they're going to start happening, and they already have a few times. It's just there's that drift that's occurring in the industry. And, you know, I think as a town, we need to be aware of those programs being out there, and that since this is permissible through the state, that we should be thinking about what does that mean for the future of the cannabis industry here on Nantucket. Right now, the linchpin to that really sits with the town bylaw that's out there. And if you were to look on page 3 with the thing that's double asterisk, Basically, what this boils down to is there can be no more than 2 permits hanging out there right now. It's all based upon the fact that it's 20% of the number of retail sale establishments for alcoholic beverages. So essentially, those 2 slots are filled. Okay. You've got Green Lady, you've got Act Natural. So if anyone else wanted to do anything, and we certainly almost about a year and a half ago, heard some people talking about they were curious about maybe starting, like, for instance, a micro business. And another thing that I remember hearing was that if deliveries did occur, people were thinking about they would love to do something like that. These all involve a separate license. So in order for anything further to occur on Nantucket, we actually need to change that bylaw from 20%. And I don't know what that number is. Okay. I don't think we'd get away with just unestablishing the bylaw, just getting rid of it, where it's just a free for all. But there is probably a number out there that can be had. And again, you have to realize what that number is associated with in order to do this. So in order to have any other marijuana related businesses, we need to change the bylaw. And that has to go before town meeting. I will tell you, I had a quick talk with Andrew Vorse less than about a month ago, and we're chatting about a number of things. This came up, and the town does have a placeholder for us to be able to put an article into play, but that window will probably close by January. And again, because it has to be vetted through the entire process that the town does, but it would be a town-sponsored article. Okay, so it gets us outside of that public realm of things.
Barry, can I ask a question on that?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty much where I want to be at this point. So yeah, please go right ahead.
Since this was a big discussion with Jacques when he was here, in the last meetings that we've been able to have, can you send out an email to all of us about that with the idea that there's a placeholder in place right now?
Yeah, I can certainly do that. I will. Like I said, I kind of just, even if there wasn't, I would have asked for one, but I know that the time is short under which to do it. So yeah, I can do that. Yes.
Yeah, because I just think that, this was a debated conversation before, and I think that he should know, maybe if you send it out and everybody knows that this is up, maybe we'll get an attendance at the next meeting where we can actually discuss
Yep.
the desires for this article.
Yep, I agree. So I just kind of wanted to at least give you, if you didn't already ascertain it from the agenda, I just wanted to kind of cover that territory a little bit further, about what would be required of our committee to move that process ahead. That doesn't mean that, unfortunately, not right now, but if there's a special town meeting or something, it doesn't mean that a citizens warrant article couldn't be produced by someone in the community as well too, to change that process. But I think us spearheading that wouldn't be such a bad thing. Now, mind you, that'll probably still have to pass through. I'm not sure with that number whether it'll pass through planning board, board of selectmen, but they'll probably both weigh in anyways. And I really don't. Excuse me for 1 sec. Sorry, I thought it might be Melissa, but no, another joyous phone call of nothing. So I'm not sure what their sentiments are, and but just realize there would be a lot of forces at work trying to deal with the process. Not that I'm saying we're not up for it, just making you aware of it.
I also think that there wasn't a lot of discussion whether whether we all support that happened. So I think that we need to have a discussion as to whether we all support in increasing that or not, and standing behind it an increase. So I think it'd be good to have a good conversation with all board members present.
I agree with you. I agree with you. And certainly if you see your peers out there, please kind of give them a little push to to get on board here, because unfortunately we're kind of got our hands held here at the moment. You know, I think, Dorothy, just to say really quickly, sure, part of that discussion will definitely be whether we want to do it or not. But I think the real test of that is what's going to be the number we're going to be happy with. Now, mind you, let's say we say, just to refresh you on town meeting rule, we say 5. Okay, that number is locked. It can't go up. It can be decreased, but it can't go up. So, you know, we may want to just be a little expansive with that and see where it goes. But again, you're all going to have your own opinions.
Correct.
I've got mine, but I think that is going to be, that'll be the major thrust of the conversation. I just, my own humble opinion. If I don't really have much else, I do want to just take a few minutes, because I know John and Dave Bartlett are on. Jason's here from Nantucket News there, and Rupert is there as well too. And again, boy, I appreciate your infinite patience, guys. And I'm so, on my behalf, I'm so sorry that the other people didn't make it. I really apologize. I don't know if you all have anything that you want to just talk about real quickly. Like I said, unfortunately, we can't really do any formalized action here. But I want to at least open that door for a second, so that I don't feel like I've completely wasted your time. John, anything?
Hi, Barry.
Hey, thank you for your infinite patience. God bless you.
Yeah. So you're saying that the licenses now are limited to just the 2 because you couldn't apply for like a cultivator license, even if you, I thought that was just limited to the retail component.
That's kind of what I thought too, but it's still a license, and there's where I'm getting hung at.
Mm-hmm.
You know, is that I think, you know, when people put this in place, again, we're only dealing with really 2 things: either a medical establishment or a retail establishment. Hold on just for a sec. Someone here is here, but they're very late. Let me just give them a second to come in. I'm sorry. Hello, Dean. All right. Anyways, all right. I'm sorry. Go ahead, John.
No, I was just looking for a clarification on if the moratorium or the limit on the licenses was speaking to all aspects or just the retail component.
From everything I've read and what I see going on so far, it seems to limit the number of licenses in total. And every one of these, as time has moved along, the commission, there's the baby, thank you. That always helps break things up a little bit. Keep the baby every time you come, Meredith. So as these programs have been moving along, and the Cannabis Commission's been doing their thing, they all need to go back to the host agreement license process, as opposed to being an inclusive function. Like, for instance, the delivery operator, which I thought would be just a great marriage into the retail and medical sector, is a different license and is handled a different way. So as I read the town bylaw, there's the key to the whole thing right now. So it keeps the whole process, and I think the Cannabis Commission did that to keep the whole process in check. We'll certainly have that. I'll certainly have that discussion again with town council. But I think it's important for us to get a sense of what that's going to mean as well too. Just in relation to where the town's heading with anything in the marijuana related industry. Does that help a little bit?
It still seems like it's pretty muddy, but it's a start, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dave, did you have anything? Dave Bartlett?
No,
Hopefully,
nothing.
John, I'm sorry. Hopefully you're done. I'm sorry.
No, I'm done. That's okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, we're just kind of listening, just trying to see what's going on.
No, yeah, I appreciate it. Rupert, I know you've been out there. We've taken so much of your precious time. Do you have anything? He may be listening in the deep background or actually got back to his life. Jason, anything you want to bring up?
Nothing on my end. Thanks, Barry.
All right, thank you. And I see Dean get his keys here, but is there anything you'd like to say?
No, I'm good. I'm just listening in.
All right, great. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I really don't have much more unless there's something between my other two commissioners here they want to chat about. Basically, our next meeting is on December 16th, and I'm not quite sure how to get people more involved in the process, but like I said, help me out, please. If you see my peers, get them moving. Hearing nothing else. All right. People, I really appreciate this. Your time is so precious, and and as much thing. I don't know about you. Life just seems really crazy lately, and it's going at full velocity. So every minute we consume of your time is at least in my book so greatly appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm sorry on behalf of the commission that we couldn't quite get to a quorum status here to maybe move some things in a more official capacity. So I'm going to try again for December 16th, which is the third Thursday, and it's going to be scheduled for 1 o'clock. The agenda will appear exactly as you see it, unless something else gets thrown in my direction. Certainly, I'll give you a heads up.
Barry, can I make a suggestion?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Can you send an email out first to see if everybody would be available for the Thursdays? Maybe their schedules have changed since we started, and that might be we might be able to find then you might be able to get from Erica a different time that we could meet.
Yeah, let me see what I can do with that. I certainly will throw it out. I did, you can see I latched on your suggestion from the last time, was to send an email out 24 hours beforehand.
Yep.
So, and I will continue to do that. I just don't know what to say. I can't get into their head and explain what's going on.
No,
But I can apologize though. All right. Yeah. Thank you.
My only other thing is, everybody just remember, Meredith, anybody, that grant is available at the Human Service of the Board of Health office. Anne has it. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Good golly. I'm getting ready to say thank you and have a good day, and we'll see you in a month's worth of time. But let me say happy Thanksgiving to you all too. All of a sudden, that's just going to come right into play here between now and next month. So here we are coming into the holidays. All right, everyone, take care, stay safe out there. And again, my humble thank you for being here today.
Have a nice
Thanks, Barry.
Thank you all.